If you're a young man, your sleep schedule is probably fucked. And I mean genuinely. If you're that guy that goes to bed at 1 a.m. just to get up at 7 to 8 a.m. to go to school, and maybe you're not seeing much progress in the gym, maybe your testosterone's low, maybe you're just not feeling good throughout the day, then this video is for you. I'm going to be going over a few steps that are pretty unconventional and that you don't hear too often, and that aren't just the standard, oh, don't eat before bed and get off your screens. This is probably going to be some advice that none of you have heard, but all of you can apply to make your sleep better. The first step is allocate more time to bed. So you might have heard from your doctor or something, oh, you need 8 hours of sleep. But what they don't tell you is that 8 hours in bed doesn't actually equal 8 hours of sleep. When I used to hear this advice from people like Matt Walker, I used to always think, oh, but I fall asleep really quick. I'd fall asleep in like 5 minutes because I had my little sleep tracker and it was saying I'd fall asleep really quick. So I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe for most people, but I'm that guy who's different, But then actually, once I started looking at my stats, you're not actually fully sleeping. You need to actually be in bed for 9 to 10 hours for your sleep to be 8 hours. Most of the people who are like, oh, what? I know I get up at 6 a.m., but I go to bed at 10, so it's 8 hours. You're actually getting 7 to 6 hours, which is not an adequate amount, and that's probably why you're not feeling that good in the morning. So you need to dedicate more time to bed because one, you'll fall asleep faster and easier since you'll be in bed and you'll be relaxing and you'll be calm. And then two, your sleep efficiency, so the amount of hours you'll be able to sleep will be higher because you would have already spent more time in bed. So it makes up for the time that you wouldn't be getting sleep normally. Alright, the second step is having a consistent routine. Now, this was something for me that I always used to think I did, but I didn't actually know what it meant to have a nighttime routine. They'll say, oh, you need to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. And that works, and that's really good advice, and I'm not going to break that down because everyone kind of knows that, I think. You need to go to bed at the same time every day, because then your body will know, alright, that's the time to go to bed. But what you need more importantly is the same acts, the same actions, around 3 to 5 actions that you do every single night before bed. Now this seems a little repetitive and you're like, oh no, I don't want to do the same thing every day. That seems like it would get boring. We're not doing this because it's fun. We're doing this because this is what actually gets your sleep better. So if you normally don't really know what you're going to do before bed, some nights you're coming back from the gym because you had to go there pretty late because you were working later, and then some days you're not at the gym but then you got to do this other thing, and then you're on your computer before bed. That's why your sleep is shit, man. But if you instead always do at least 3 to 5 tasks that are the same before bed, your body knows. So for me, I always take a shower, brush my teeth, get a tea. I mean, that part, it depends on the night, but I'll normally get a caffeine-free tea, and then I'll just read in bed. And that's the same, bro, it's simple. Like, it's a very easy thing, but I do the exact, it's not like some nights I do this, some nights I do that. I always do that nighttime routine every single night. And I promise you, this is what got me from being a kid who used to go to bed at, 12 a.m. to like 5 a.m. I was like, oh, I couldn't sleep, I have insomnia, whatever, I told myself I had all these things, but in reality, I just didn't have a good routine. And if you think about it, think primally. You'd probably be very used to saying goodnight to your children, maybe your woman, turning off the fire, making sure everything's dark, and then going to bed. But on the nights where there was some attack, on the nights where there was a tiger or something attacking the tribe, you wouldn't be doing that routine. And that would partially be why your body would know, okay, wait, I'm not doing the things I normally do, I'm not saying goodnight to my children, I'm not turning off the fire, and I'm actually getting chased by this thing. Alright, let's produce the adrenaline, let's produce the cortisol, let's produce what I need so that I can properly run and get the fuck out of here. So that's why routine actually matters, and this just makes so much sense. The more you do the same things before bed, the more your body's gonna know, oh, this is the thing I did yesterday before I went to bed, so this is the thing I'm doing today, which most likely means I'm gonna be going to bed. Alright, the third, and this is very unconventional advice, is think of sleep in a very primal, ancestral way. When you think of sleep, imagine yourself as a caveman. You haven't really evolved that much from that time where you were still in caves. So your body is still used to that situation. Your body's still used to a cool, dark cave. And I've said this before, you need your room to almost be like a cave. You need blackout, I don't know, I don't want to move my camera, but I got like these, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, as you can see, the light's back on. But I got like these, alright, now I gotta set that shit back up. So I got like these blackout curtains, which are kind of like, as you can see, they're kind of messed up. But when you get some of these, it makes your room dark. Like, as you can tell, it was light outside and it looked pretty dark in my room. But now I gotta put these shits back up. Alright, that legit just took me like 3 minutes to put back up. But as you can see, the blackout curtains make it a lot darker in here. And it's even daytime right now, so it's normally it would be a little bit darker than this even, because even if you go to bed when it's dark, streetlights still cause light, and that will disrupt your sleep. Imagine, bro, a cave has no light in it. So if you think about it, it would be pitch. Couldn't even see anyone, and it would be very cold too. Do you think a caveman would turn on their heater or something like that before they went to bed? Obviously not. They didn't have a heater. They didn't even know what that was. So when you think of sleep in this way, alright, if I were a caveman, what would I be doing right now? This is like the autistic way to think about it, but it is honestly the way that will really improve your sleep. Alright, does the caveman go and turn his artificial lights on before he goes to bed? No, he doesn't even have artificial lights. Does he turn his heater? No. Does he turn his phone? No. Just think of things in this way, and that will really help you with your sleep, because this is the evolutionary way that you have evolved to sleep. So when you think about it, this is the way you should be sleeping, but with modern technology now we have all these things, and we have, you know, heaters and screens and phones and everything, and these have been ruining our sleeps. So if you think about something and you're like, would a caveman do this before he went to bed? And again, this is like an autistic way to think of things, but it is really the way that works. And if you think, nah, probably not, then don't do it and just see what happens, because I assure you, you'll probably fall asleep a lot better. Alright, hopefully this video helped you out. I'll leave a link to a guy named Dr. Matthew Walker's book in the description called Why We Sleep. And this book will really help you out if you're an insomniac or something and you're wondering how to improve your sleep, because he's a scientist, I'm just a 15-year-old kid, so he'll actually break down the research. He'll break down the more common advice and things like that too. Go down right now and click on the subscribe and post notification button. It's a win-win for both of us. Be a doer, not a thinker. See ya.